Good evening.
Good evening.
It is such a privilege to be able to introduce one of the honorees for tonight, my husband, Edwin. Ed and I have been married for almost 9 years, and in that time, he's completed a bachelor's degree, become a dad, earned an MBA, went to law school, while in law school, welcomed his second daughter into the world, earned his Juris Doctorate, and most recently became a freshman member of the Florida House of Representatives. All while working full-time at AT&T. But instead of talking to you about his achievements, I want to take a few moments to give you an up-close and personal look at the man behind the award. The success of a man is not measured by the number of degrees he has on his wall or the awards he has received. The true measure of a man's success is his character, the impact he has made on others, and the legacy that he leaves behind. So please allow me a few moments to share stories from people who have known Ed throughout his many walks of life, and allow their stories to get you to know him a little better. Edwin is a model of good works, and his service to others is an indication as to why. It is not every day that you meet a man of valor, integrity, faith, that is destined for greatness. During the campaign trail, I was able to witness my friend, Edwin, open up about his journey with work and school. It not only touched me, but many others were able to connect with the humanistic side of him. Only a man of God could give such powerful testimony and be able to touch the lives with his words and presence. Ed is like a father, a brother, and a friend. There was a time when I started to become desperate for anyone who could help me get out of the hole that I was in. He helped me during a very dark time in my life. One night in college, I needed someone to talk to. We weren't extremely close, but I remember him telling me that if I ever need anything, to call him. So I did. It was late, but he picked up the phone and gave me some good advice. And as he has continued to be a mentor to me, with his guidance, I was able to overcome the challenge that seemed to be so unachievable. I appreciate his patience, quiet leadership, and his ability to see the potential in me, even when I don't see it in myself. Ed is unselfish, and family means everything to him. In 2006, 2 weeks before his wedding, I passed out while running a marathon in Ohio and was placed in a medically induced coma. Despite Ed's obligations, like his job and preparing for his wedding, he, my father, and my other brother made the trip to be by my side until I was released from the hospital, just in time to attend his wedding. Unfortunately, on his wedding night, I was rushed back to the hospital. With family in town and my parents there, I had more than enough caretakers to check on me and make sure I was okay. But there was Ed and Monica by my side, never mind the fact that it was one of the most important days of their life. When I went with Ed to his parents' house once in college, I realized where the makeup of Ed came from. Through both his parents, you could see their sense of family and also selflessness. To know this is to know Ed. He has been a counselor, an example, and a friend. Many times we look at our friends and family and we measure them by what they do for us individually. But I like to see the person for what they do for those they don't know. Just as Ed's parents did for me when I visited for the first time, I've seen Ed interact with strangers, give his undivided attention to anybody who needs it without hesitation. I am glad to call him my brother. And for all of those reasons and many more, I stand proudly before you today as Mrs. Edwin. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and pride that I introduce you to love of my life, Edwin.
told myself I wasn't going to cry. And I got to tell you, it's overwhelming. I was asking myself if I was dead, because usually that's what gets said at a funeral. I just want to say, first, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Genshaft. Thank you to the African American Advisory Committee, and to each and every one of you who are here supporting us today. And definitely a special congratulations to you, Chloe, and to your entire family. Thanks over the years for your words of encouragement. So appreciated. I'm honored to be sitting at this table receiving this award today with such a distinguished family here in this community. But I just want to share with you that standing here in this spot today, there is absolutely no doubt that I've been very blessed in my life. When I moved to Tampa in 1994 to attend the University of South Florida, I truly did not have any idea what God had in store for me. But I did know a couple of things. I knew I didn't want to leave New York 2 years prior. And I also knew that coming to Tampa was going to be just a 4-year ordeal. I didn't know that Camilla Oliphant and I would go on to make history statewide as the first and only African-American pairs to win elected leadership at a predominantly white university in this state. I had no idea that less than a year later we would go on to be the first homecoming king and homecoming queen for football when we launched that program. I had no idea I'd end up pledging Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, one of the greatest in the world, if not the greatest, but I have some few friends over there. But it's where I made some of my best friends that I've had my entire life. And I certainly didn't know I was going to end up staying in this great city and meeting my wife and starting my career and ending up with 2 beautiful daughters and such a great extended family in the Weatherly family. But God works in mysterious ways, and I can prove that to you right now. I can prove that to you right now on this very day. 18 years ago today, I was elected student body president at the University of South Florida. You can't tell me God isn't doing it. And after running for the last 18 years from public service, here I am standing in front of you as the Florida State Representative for District 61, as they say in church, but God. And I can just tell you that throughout the good and the bad, I've trusted God and I've allowed Him to lead me to places that I didn't know. And sometimes I didn't even believe that I could go. So today, accepting this award for me is more validation of His goodness in my life. Because every time I've heard the words, I can't in my life, God always found a way to tell me, you can. For every one of the devil's no, God always found a way to come back and say, hey, his no isn't final. It's my yes that is going to be the answer for you. This honor is so personal to me because it will always serve as a reminder that no matter how unworthy you might feel in your life, once God says that you are, you are. But no matter what I've accomplished or may continue to achieve, ultimately I really just want people to know that by the end of it all, I'm just Auburn and Yvonne's oldest son. I'm Marty and Garen's brother. I'm Zahara and Elena's daddy. I'm Percy and Deborah's son-in-law. And I'm a God-fearing Kappa man. And at the very, very top of that all, I'm Monica's husband. The titles are going to come and go, but family and friends are forever. Finally, I just want to say that I stand on the shoulders of Dr. Tennyson Wright and Dr. David Stamps, Dr. Joan Holmes and Dr. Samuel Wright, Miss Pat Scott, Miss Hetty Sumter, Miss Wanda Mundy, Dr. Wilma Henry, Glenn Gilkey, Dottie Washington, Leslie Miller Jr., Renee Clark, and the Harold Nixons. You all kept me in this school, and you never let me quit on myself. So this recognition today is a reflection of the investment that y'all made in me 21 years ago. Thank you all so much for this award. I love you, and go Bulls.